Hey CWA family, I am April Jackson, beautifully and wonderfully made, and today I'm going to show you how to sublimate a tumbler. This was a tumbler for teacher appreciation. I did an actual teacher appreciation mystery bag in my Facebook group, Pretty Girl Align VIP, and this is one of the tumblers. So the first thing I always do, I like to clean my area off. So as you can see, I'm cleaning off my desk with some sanitizer wipes. And then the image that I got the image from off Etsy, and I have it sized. I actually printed it. I got the image from Etsy, but I printed it from Silhouette. The size that I printed it was 9.2 by, hold on, let me think, 9.3 by 8.2. So I think that's what it was. I have to check to make sure, but I think I printed it at 9.3 by 8.2. But anyway, so I printed from Silhouette. I don't know how to use Silhouette. All I do is I just print from Silhouette. I love to print from Silhouette. So after I printed it, I just go around on each side of the image and I cut off the excess white. I do leave one side. As you can see, I leave one side that I do not cut because I have that as like my piece that where I overlap. As you can see, I'm pointing right there. I say a lot. If you're new to my channel, I'm telling you now, I say a whole lot, so I do apologize in advance. So right now I'm just cutting off heat tape. You do need heat tape. Okay, so while I'm cutting this heat tape, let me tell you what you need. You're gonna need your tumbler, and this, like I said, with Sublimate tumbler, it's a 20-ounce skinny sublimation tumbler. You can get those off Amazon. I'll link them below. You're gonna need sublimation paper. For this tumbler, I am using sublimation paper. I'll link that below as well. You can get that from Amazon. You're gonna need heat tape, which is what I have in my hand. You can get that from Amazon. I'll link it below. You're gonna need scissors. You can get scissors from the Dollar Tree or wherever you want to get it from. So what I'm doing is right now I am putting the image around the cup, and as you can see, I stopped to look because the side that has the white excess, I overlap it on top of the opposite side. So as you can see, and you want to make sure you're pulling it as tight as possible, because you don't want to get ghosting. And if you don't know what ghosting is where you get that white line down the seam of your cup, or that excess white that isn't supposed to be there. That's ghosting. And you get ghosting because there's air, or like you getting air inside of the image. I mean, under the paper. So as you can see, I'm pulling tight while I'm putting the tape on the image. So you want to make sure whichever direction you decide to pull that tape, you pull each tape in the same direction. So I'm just right here. I always like to start in the middle. Excuse me. I always like to start in the middle, and then I make my way down to pull over. So as you can see, each one I'm pulling tight. I'm using my fingernail to where it overlaps at. I'm using my fingernail to make sure it's stuck really good there, so we don't have any ghosting. And then a lot of people don't talk about it, but on the opposite side, okay, so you see where the paper connects right there in the center. You see how I'm doing it on two sides. I'm doing it right there where the paper overlaps, and then on the opposite side as well. You want to make sure you're pushing down really hard with your fingernail, so that way you don't have any air in between, so you don't get ghosting. So like I said, we're just gonna keep going down all the way down. I'm gonna do the entire tumbler. And some people, you'll watch some videos where they don't use much tape. I use a lot of tape because I don't want to get ghosting. Tumblers are not cheap. Tumblers are not cheap, so I do not want to get ghosting. So I do use a lot of tape. And I don't have a tumbler press. I use a convection oven, which I'll link that below as well. I use a convection oven to sublimate my tumblers with. So I'm gonna make sure. Some people also use shrink wrap. In this video, I will be using shrink wrap. You don't have to use shrink wrap. I just like to use it because it gives the tumbler that extra security, that extra pressure and heat. So I do like to use shrink wrap, but you don't have to use shrink wrap. So as you can see, I'm still just going down the tumbler with the tape, with the heat tape, and just making sure it's secure. You see, I'm pushing it really tight. So although I'm putting this tape on here, I'm still making sure that the paper is pushed really tight together, so that way we don't get ghosted. It's very important. That's the main thing you want to worry about with tumblers, is that you don't get ghosting. But tumblers aren't hard to make. I do offer tumbler wraps. I make some tumbler wraps on my Etsy shop, which is called Crafting with April, or is it CWA Academy? Yeah, look, I'm sitting here talking about this. I can't even think what the name of my Etsy shop is. But y'all see, we're just going down each, putting tape in the empty spots. And it don't have to cover up every spot on that seam line. It doesn't have to cover up every spot, but you want to try to cover up the majority of it. And just make sure it's pulled really tight when you cover it. And you see, I like to go through and with my nail and go over all of them. So then I like to put tape down the center. And I do because well, I'm doing the top right now. So, and when you put your tape around the top of the tumbler, you want to pull really, really tight like what I'm doing. If you could feel it, you will see I'm pulling really, really tight. You want to pull really, really tight, but you want to make sure you pull really tight in the same direction that you put the tape on. So that way the paper will begin pulled tighter and tighter and tighter. And I like to put heat tape around the top of my tumbler and the bottom of my tumbler. And the name of my Etsy shop where I sell digital designs is CWA Academy. I can't remember if I put Crafting with April or CWA Academy. I'm trying to keep everything coordinated, so I put CWA Academy, which stands for Crafting with April Academy. Did I freeze? Oh, I'm like, what? Okay. So what I did was, so right here is where I realized that I needed another piece of tape in the center, and then I turned it upside down so that way I can make sure that the tape was still going in the same direction. So now we're gonna do the bottom of the tumbler. We're gonna wrap the heat tape around just like we did the top of the tumbler. And if you hear that in the background, that's my printer. I'm making some fans right now, so I'm printing the images off. But like I said, I will make sure I link everything below. And I am an Amazon affiliate, so I do receive a small commission if you click my link. But it just helps my channel, and it lets me know that you all are interested in what I am putting out here, the videos that I'm putting out. If you have any specific type of videos you want me to teach, if you have anything specific when it comes to sublimation or Cricut that you want me to teach you, then make sure you comment below and I'll make sure I make a video for you. So here is where I'm putting the tape down the center. And because also with the heat tape, there are different sizes with the heat tape. Mine isn't the wide heat tape. So what I like to do is I like to put one piece of tape down the center, and then I'll go back and add a second tape so it can be a little wider and make sure I get both sides of that seam line. And as you can see, I'm still pulling tight, making sure it's tight. And you want to make sure you still take your finger down that middle, that center, and make sure it's tight. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles. You want to make sure it's really, really tight. No air bubbles. You see how I'm doing? The middle seam line and that side seam line. And you see I'm putting that second piece of tape over that side seam line. A lot of people don't talk about the side seam line, but I always just try to make sure I cover it up too. So again, when you wrap your tumbler wrap around the cup, you want to make sure that extra white piece that you didn't cut off is on top of the image, not below, because then you're going to have a big white line on your tumbler if you put it below. So you want to make sure it's on top of your image. And right now I'm just going through with the scissors to try to push it down a little bit more. Now here's the extra. I do like to use painter's tape to go around my tumbler wrap as well. I don't cover up the entire cup. I just wrap it around the top like how we did the heat tape. I wrap a piece around the top, I wrap a piece around the bottom, and then I like to put one in the center. It's all about the top and the bottom. You don't want to get ghosting, so you want to try to make sure that is wrapped really, really well. And when you put the tape, painter's tape on there, you want to wrap it the same way, same direction that you wrap the heat tape. As you can see, and you're still gonna pull it tight. You're pulling tight, 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 tight. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles. You see, I'm going back, making sure I don't have any air bubbles. Y'all, I be forgetting that that I have the camera, so I be moving the cup. Sorry about that. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification button so you can get a notification every time I post a new video. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me some comments below. Leave me some comments. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that y'all like the video and you want more content like this. I love teaching. I love teaching. I do offer one-on-ones. So you can email me at CW. You can you can email me at cwaacademy@gmail.com if you want to schedule a one-on-one. But you see, I'm just making sure no air bubbles. I wrapped around the top and the bottom. I'm gonna put a piece of painter's tape down the center. Now the painter's tape, you can get it from Amazon as well. I'll link it below. But they also sell painter's tape at Dollar Tree and Walmart. So whichever, if you want to get everything from Amazon, that's fine. But that's just an option, just in case. With the painter's tape, I like to cut out the top instead of folding it over like I did the heat tape, because sometimes it leaves residue behind. I know I've seen some videos where it doesn't, their tumblers, their painter's tape doesn't leave the residue. Mine always leave residue. So I just cut it off and I don't fold my tape over into the cup, and I don't fold it under the bottom because for some reason I always get that tape residue and I don't like that. So that's how the cup looks. Once you're done wrapping it up. Tell me what you think, All right, so this here is shrink wrap. I'll link it below as well. And I have a heat gun, which I'll link that below as well. You can get all this from Amazon. You just slide your cup inside of the shrink wrap and then use your heat gun to tighten it up. And then this is my convection oven. I put it in for, I sublimate my tumblers for 5 minutes. So 2.5 minutes on one side and then 2.5 minutes on the other side. I like to make sure I can tell which side so I can know when I get ready to turn it. Yeah, see, it's working in there. It's doing a lot of work and stuff. Yeah, see, it's working. I wonder why I turn the cup sideways. I mean the camera sideways. All right, so this is after I have sublimated the cup for 2.5 minutes. So I'm turning it sideways, and then you can start seeing the image coming through the shrink wrap that lets you know that your image is sublimating really well. So you just want to make sure you're watching it. I do have my temperature set on 350 degrees, and I have a thermostat back there. So this is after it has sublimated for the other 2.5 minutes. I have my heat gloves on. Make sure you wear heat gloves. It is very, very, very hot. Even with the heat gloves on, it's still really hot. So you want to make sure that you have it on. I like to go ahead and peel the shrink wrap and take the paper off my tumblers while they're hot. Like this one had cooled off just a little bit, but it's so much easier to peel when it's hot than when it's cool. But you just have to make sure you have on heat gloves, because honey, that tumbler is hot. When I say hot, I mean hot. So you're just gonna pull all the tape and then heat the shrink wrap off. And then we're gonna see the big reveal if we got ghosting or not. I always be nervous because you just never know until you pull it off if you're going to get ghosted. And you know it's sublimated well because you can already see the image coming through the paper. We almost there, y'all. We almost there. I ended up taking off my glove because I was struggling trying to pull that tape off. I was struggling. And by then, the tumbler had cooled off a little bit. It still was hot, but it had cooled off enough for me to be able to, you see how I'm touching the tumbler because that thing was hot. But it had cooled off some, so I was still able to touch it a little bit. Oh, it's looking pretty. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. We put all this tape on there. Trying to pull it tight, it makes it hard to come off, but that's why I said it's good to peel it while it's hot, because you be struggling trying to get that tape off because it's so tight. But y'all see it's already looking so pretty. So excited, so excited. I'm trying to see the seam line. That's what I'm trying to see. Y'all, I didn't realize until I came back to do this voiceover how long it's taking to take this tape and this paper off. Look at it. It's so shiny and pretty. So. Look at that seam line. Do y'all see that seam line? Y'all see that seam line, right? No ghosting. No ghosting on that seam line. Yeah, I hear my daughter in the back. That's Mr. Sunny. Oh, it's taking a long time. I should have edited this part out, but hey, here we are. It's too late now. But y'all see, and this is real life. This is real life. Like, this is how long it takes to take it off. So as you can see at the bottom, I should have did a little. I really should have cut the paper, the image design a little bit shorter, so that way it wouldn't go over the bottom like that. But it looked like a little ghosted on the bottom. But otherwise, that tumbler cup looks good, honey. Look at it. Look at it. It is beautiful. Y'all don't make me start singing for y'all. Look at it. It's pretty, isn't it? Well, if you have any questions, please leave those questions below. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for crafting with April. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Y'all have an absolutely amazing day, and share the video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. No, seriously, tell your friends about Crafting with April Academy YouTube channel. We're trying to get our YouTube subscriber count up and the views up. Really, the views. I'm not even too much focused about the subscriber count, mainly the views. So y'all go ahead and follow. Y'all can follow me on TikTok as well.